What it do, people? It's your boy Dre Day Everyday, back with another video for you. Today, I'm gonna be talking to you about Silent Hill 2 and Pyramid Head from Figma. I don't know why they call this thing Red Pyramid Thing, but for people that's familiar with Silent Hill, you know this guy is Pyramid Head. Give you a look at all sides of the box before I open it up for you. But yeah, man, Silent Hill is definitely one of my 5 all-time favorite video game franchises. I'll get into a little bit of that. And one thing I also want to say too is that if you're one of those who care for spoilers, this video is going to spoil a lot of. It's going to spoil the premise of Silent Hill 2, just based on the way I have to talk about this. And if you're one of those people that have not played the game yet, you can kindly take an exit so you don't have anything ruined for you. Make sure you come back, but here's your cue to exit. But I am going to be showing the figure, so if you want to watch it on mute, hey, that's a thing too. But yeah, Pyramid Head. Well, first of all, Pyramid Head he's one of the recognizable characters. Like when you say Silent Hill in public, the people that know what you're talking about on a commercial level that's maybe not in tune with the game, because you know they make the movies and stuff, they're gonna think of the Fog, and they're probably gonna know Pyramid Head. Now, as a Silent Hill enthusiast, and you know I've been playing the game since 2002, the series, Pyramid Head is only relevant to Silent Hill 2. So, you know, when I see him in other games and stuff like that, it's like, okay, that's a bit offensive. But Konami just made some bonehead decisions with letting other companies make Silent Hill who didn't have a true understanding of what Silent Hill is or was. And I also would like to say that back when I first played Silent Hill 2, I had no idea of how deep and symbolic the video game lore of this world was. You know, I'm into survival horror because, well, for one, when I was younger, my dad and my brother, they used to scare me with masks and stuff like that. So we'll watch like a movie, Freddy Krueger or whatnot. Then after the movie goes off, they're running around the house and they got a mask on. And so, you know, when I talk to my gamer friends, they're like, hey man, I can't play survival horror because it kind of, I guess it, you know, it trips with them. My whole perspective is playing survival horror. For me, the danger is all inside the TV. It's not nothing running around in my house chasing me. So I can kind of enjoy it from that point because they get scared with masks was like a regular thing. So, but yeah, that was just a little side story. But Silent Hill specifically, let me read the synopsis of the game to you. And forgive this glare. You know, I said in my last video that, you know, I don't have the setup. I'm trying to do my best to keep this glare out of the packaging so it doesn't hurt your eyes while you're watching. But it says, James Sutherland's life is shattered when his young wife Mary suffers a tragic death. 3 years later, a mysterious letter arrives from Mary, beckoning him to return to their sanctuary of memories, the dark realm of Silent Hill. Now James must go to that special place to uncover the truth, unaware that the answers he seeks require the ultimate sacrifice. And yeah, so this game was my introduction to the Silent Hill series way back in 2002. That's 20 years ago. Way to make me feel old. He also makes an appearance in this one, but like I said, he's Pyramid Head is only relevant to the story of Silent Hill uh, 2 when Konami's Team Silent was handling it. This company that made Silent Hill Homecoming, Double Helix Games, this game is not horrible, but I mean, compared to a Silent Hill game, it's horrible. But like just as a game in itself, it's got moments. But Silent Hill 2 is the games made by Konami's in-house Team Silent. Those are the best games of the series, hands down. But I was playing, well, I got to a point where I needed something new to play. I can't, because see, I got my copy in 2002. This game released in 2001. And I was reading Game Pros, Game Informers, and I needed something new to play. And I think, yeah, I was already acclimated with Resident Evil. This right here is his what the in the game is called the Great Knife, but he drags. It's so big he drags it on the ground when he walks. Matter of fact, when you see him in the game, this is exactly how he drags it, just like this here, and then he swings it. But yeah, I was needing something new to play. I was on board with Resident Evil and what survival horror had begun to start off as. And then I read the premise of Silent Hill in Game Pro magazine, and I believe they gave it a 4.5 out of 5. And that was enough for me to say, yeah, let me go check this out. So I get it and I play it. And yes, I was definitely immersed in the game experience. Here are the different sets of hands. I was immersed in the game experience, but this Silent Hill is way more intense than Resident Evil from a horror level, if you ask my personal opinion. Because the thing with Resident Evil had the jump scares and the zombies, and that was before zombies had really became as mainstream as they are today. So there's a horror factor there, but the thing about Silent Hill is it always works on a mental level, and it was way more mental than I had pegged it for. As a matter of fact, like a lot of the stuff that had went on, and this is a bit crooked. A lot of the things that were in the story that I found out, I did not even know. I had no idea that it was that much going on in the story. But anyway, this character right here, this is actually James Sunderland, the protagonist. This is the what can I say? Would I say demonic side? Nah, this is the twisted side of James Sunderland, and you find that out going through the story. So basically, James Sunderland's wife, she gets sick, and he has to care for her, and then she becomes bedridden in a hospital, and I'm guessing, well, the game suggests to you that their relationship begins to, dwindle or whatnot, and he's looking at his wife suffering. Their relationship is, and maybe she's put. This is me theorizing, but maybe she's beginning to act out of just the pain and wanting him to leave. But what ends up happening is James actually kills his wife. He smothers her with a pillow. You actually find this out in the game when you get back to the room 302 in that hotel. I forget the name of it. There's a tape left there, and he puts it in, and he actually sees it. So really, the premise of Silent Hill 2 is James Sunderland going back to the room to face what he actually did that he was running from. As a matter of fact, as I'm talking about this, it really is a lot like, is this removable? That's throwed. Forgive me, I haven't took a detailed look at this figure myself because I got this around the holidays, so this is almost, we're almost seeing this the first time together. But what was I at? He gets to the room to see that he kills his wife. Oh, what I was saying was, as I'm describing this on camera, it reminds me of the premise of this movie called Memento by Christopher Nolan. It's not as dark and twisted as Silent Hill, but if you like the story of Silent Hill, you should probably get that movie a check. Check that movie out. But he kills his wife and he has to face this. Pyramid Head represents the dark, the twisted, demented, and sexually repressed desire. Well, those nurses represent that. When you first encounter Pyramid Head in Silent Hill 2, they're in an apartment. Well, I think the actual first visual of him, he's in the apartment hallway. And if I'm not, as a matter of fact, it's this hallway exactly. All the way or one of these, because there's a few floors here, but at the end of this hallway, there's like some bars, almost like jail, and then Pyramid Head is just kind of just standing there. Your radio statics with static electricity whenever you're next to a threat, and so the first visual of him is just kind of standing there, and of course he's just standing in place, and then your radio's just going off. But after that, you actually walk into a room, and Pyramid Head is, for lack of a better word, doing strange things with the mannequin monsters that are here in these pictures. As a matter of fact, that's one of them there. One of them dead. But the mannequin monsters are like legs, and I believe it's two pair of legs at the top and legs at the bottom. But yeah, Pyramid Head is being weird with the mannequins. James ends up shooting it and he walks away. But basically, Pyramid Head is James Sunderland. And James Sunderland, he has to face everything that he's did, what he's done to his wife, that he killed her. He meets a girl his wife is named Mary, but he meets a girl named Maria that looks a lot like Mary. And Pyramid Head actually kills Maria. So, the thing about the Silent Hill that I tell people is Silent Hill kind of works like the Bermuda. Well, if Silent Hill summons you, Silent Hill works like the Bermuda Triangle, because once you go, you do not come back. If Silent Hill summons you, if Silent Hill hasn't summoned you, you can go and you can come back. Because Silent Hill is run by this town called the Order. I could go very, very deep into the lore of Silent Hill, but I'm trying to keep this at Silent Hill 2, giving you the details as to why I'm intrigued by the game and why this game is specifically, to me, the best entry in the series. And also show you the details of this figure simultaneously. But yes, so James has to face the fact that he killed his wife, and once he does that, at the end there's a boss fight with James and his wife, and she's in a bed and she turns into like this. The bed is flying. She's like it's weird. It's almost like she's on a cross and she's flying towards you with bats. It is batshit crazy, but Silent Hill is just weird and twisted like that. But yes, this figure from Figma I just recently got this on the holidays. This was actually out for some years. It popped up on, I believe, GameStop, and I bought this because we haven't had a new Silent Hill entry in years, and for this to come out, it's like, yeah, let me jump on this. But yeah, this is basically a look at Pyramid Head, touching on Silent Hill 2 story. And if you can find this, if you're a Silent Hill fan, uh, I definitely will recommend it. I believe, yeah. Once again, yeah, I did show you the hands. You know, all, and they all come with a stand. This is a little bag full of pieces. That's part for the back. But this kind of a bummer for me because I don't have any other Silent Hill figures to pair with it. But I did just want something as a remnant of how much I like Silent Hill. But yeah, you definitely should check Silent Hill 2 out. As a matter of fact, don't just check Silent Hill 2 out. Get on YouTube and search Silent Hill 2's lore or Silent Hill 2 explained, so you can get a deep and detailed analysis and description as to what all is going on, the mental aspect, the symbolic aspect of the story. Because, like I said, at the time that I played this, I had no idea the game was as deep as it was. So as I got older and I found this out, it made me appreciate the game even more. But yeah, that's all I got for you. I do like this figure a lot, but like I said, for me, I kind of like to pair couple. I like to pair figures together. Like maybe if I could have had James Sunderland or something else, but you know, this is still super cool, and I wasn't gonna pass this up. But until the next figure, peace.